Let's see if that works. Let's see if that works. Okay, we're getting an echo effect. Sorry about that. Yeah, that was weird. No issue from Streamlabs. It just straight up dropped our stream. So we're gonna wait a few minutes, see what's going on. I don't know why this. Don't know why this. Never. There we go. Okay, so that was really weird, guys. Are we still there? Hello? There we go. That was really weird. I think Twitch, something happened and my stream just dropped. Don't know why that happened. So right now we seem okay. I was gonna say one of the things that bothers me about Streamlabs is that when I make an account, when I make a video, I do have it set for art. That was in a category of art, but then when it starts streaming, it's not there. So my streams are always like unknown streams, so they don't get put into various sections. So I have to go online. I have to go onto my desktop to Twitch and like set it after, like as soon as the stream starts. I don't know why it does that. So I'm just going to do a quick little check. I'm just doing some checks right now. It is very weird. It should say. Yep. Yep, okay. So it says I'm in the art category. Don't know why. Yeah. So on the desktop it says I'm in the art category, which means it should be showing up in the art category along with like 1,000 other people. It's just really weird how we just dropped that. Yeah, there I am. Toys as a tag. And I am live. Alright. That was weird. Oh god, I'm gonna have to redo everything. Hello guys. Essentially, we're doing an art stream. We're gonna be designing some cool transformers in the G1 art style, the G1 style of the micro cassettes. I'm playing music off of YouTube, which is copyright free, as stated by YouTube itself. Oh, that is way too loud. Sorry about that. And we'll see how that goes. But before we jump into that, I want to show you the result. The result of a few of recent 3D renders. So this right now, which is, I'm right now gluing a pair of magnets at the end of it to act as a clip. I don't trust myself to 3D print a clip and not have it snap off, so this has a magnet click. This is a sandwich mold. It is 2 halves. You squeeze it together, and this is our sandwich mold from a previous 3D sculpt. Basically, with this, you can make little Play-Doh sculptures of a sci-fi wrench, a kind of sci-fi laser gun, a big bolt, bolt as in like a nut and bolt, and a kind of like sci-fi battery pack. And this is the outcome. It turned out great. You know, I'm always scared with the hinges, especially because this is something you have to like squeeze. I don't want the hinges to snap off. And like I said, I just stuck some magnets in here that are right now being held in by a clamp. Later on, I'll open this up once I feel that has glued down. And this is the cassette print. Now, roughly the flat side, the cassette side, is all janky and kind of scratched up. I'm gonna put it right up in there. In fact, let me see. I'm gonna see if I could grab this. Grab our face cam and zoom in for a minute. Face cam. Ba-ba-da-ba! So there's our cassette. Like I said, the print isn't as clean as I would like. Right in the front, there is a little peg that slides out. So that's that. But all of the cool gun details, those came out real nice. That's our 3D print, guys. So I'm gonna pull that out. You can see the little peg that goes into a hole right there. It's mirrored. It's a bit tight, so I did do like micro adjustments later on. You can't really see too well, but you have a rack of 3 missiles. And with my finger right here, this is like a little air vent looking piece. And with that peg, you can stick it into the 5mm ports of, let's say, Ravage. And Ravage has these cool little, like, kind of like wings almost, but they're little rocket launchers. So that works out. I am really happy with that, guys. We pulled that off nicely. And you can kind of see, you got a TV right there. You got these 2 speakers and a little, trying to not block the light. There we go. So there is our like computer station with 2 round speakers and little buttons in the bottom. There we go. And inside of it, that is our radio jammer. That is essentially what you could do, like a radio backpack. I'm gonna just use a little pin here. Hey, intern. There we go. And whoop. So that little, what you just saw, is a pin that goes straight through the entire thing and allows you to flip out this little guy right here. So I'm gonna stick that. It's really short. It only sticks out about maybe 4mm, which is all you really need. So I'm gonna also put that. So now Ravage can run around. His legs are tucked in. His legs are tucked in. Ravage can run around with this like radio jammer. There's like this boom box. So it's a cassette that turns into like a sci-fi boom box. And then you can also just bring it forward. And there's a little hole right there. And it's now like a sonic cannon. So you can put a little sonic cannon on the side of your G1 characters. I am quite pleased with this. I do wish the print was cleaner. It is what it is. I'm trying to reprint it right now to try and like smooth out this side of it, along with some micro, like I said, little micro adjustments. So once again, you take the little nub and you tuck it back in. Take the gun / radio tower. There's a hole on either side of this V right here. There's a hole here and a hole here. So you take the missile launchers, take that port, and that is a G1 size style accessory cassette. 1 of 2. I am happy. This came out great. This came out great. Like I said, Skyway, I'm using epoxy, basically epoxy glue, which I always feel like they always say it takes 10 minutes to dry, and it always has like a gumminess to it, no matter how well you mix it. In my opinion, no matter how well you mix it. But that's that. So I'm paper towel. I'm gonna let this stay. That way the glue not only chemically hardens, which it's supposed to do quickly, which it doesn't, but also just overnight the glue itself will just harden. And then I'll open it up, but I'm gonna hopefully let that sit for a while. Let me feel it. Let me see how it feels. How's it feel? So fun fact. So fun trick. This is wax paper. So I basically put the magnets on either side of the wax paper. Then I just put the glue I need and then sandwich it. So these you kind of hard to see. These little white like towers sticking up have holes in them, just enough to sink the magnet in. So basically, I could, rather than worry about lining up the magnets, I already have them on either side of wax paper. So I could put glue on either side, sandwich it, and I know for a fact the magnets are already in place, and they won't stick to each other because of the wax paper. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it, people. Okay. So we're going to pull. Come on, don't get stuck. Ooh, I got nervous for a minute. And there it is. There's our mold. So this is the sci-fi wrench with little sharp teeth. That's like a gun slash, you can say, you can't say gun in toys, so that's a sci-fi wrench. There is the bolt, is the back side of the little battery pack. See the little lightning bolt in there? And that is our Play-Doh mold. The nails I put and the hinges aren't glued in place yet in case I gotta separate them. Yep. Yeah, this freaking glue is still like gummy, and I hate that. Like you mix the epoxy hopefully just right, and it's still really gummy. But you can see the magnets actually sit pretty dang good right up in there. I could close it, and oh, got it ready. Just enough to hold it. Would designing a kind of clip be better? Probably, but I just don't trust the clips not to break off. I had 3D prints break all the time with small pieces. And yeah, so that magnet will hopefully be just strong enough to pull off what it needs. I'm a little worried it won't. We're gonna be adding something else to the back of this. We're gonna add another mold, another one of these to the back of this. And I just hope the weight is enough where it won't just open up every time. If it does, I might have to think of something else or use stronger magnets. I don't know. Maybe I will have to like design a clip and just have it attached to these towers. Let's have it like glue onto that somehow. Yeah. A little squeaky noise, but that is all mold. So we have success all around, people, all around. All right. So my 3D print is going to be printing for another hour. Enough preamble. And we're going to right now work on, I'm going to make some claws. So we're going to be designing a pair of crab claws that turn into this. But the good news is, I just need one set. It's going to be just 2 crab claws, like 2 crab claws in the arms. So once I have one set done, I just have to mirror it, and that makes the opposite set. And that should be good to go. So, yeah. Alright, I think that's enough talking. Let's get to it. And where is my sketchbook? If I could actually look at the concept I have. Okay. Let's go. Any way you want it, that's the way you need. Let's divide this in half. Bam. Doing it the wrong way. That'll be 24. You just don't want to do it. Fine, I'll do it with the measuring tape and not put a line down, but there's all right. So we're going to be using the hole of the cassette as essentially the inside of the claw. And let's do it from here. There we go. So what is half? Nope, that's not going to be good. So let's go. There we go. Back up, back up, back up, back up. So right here, where my cursor's at, that's where we need to put in the 5mm port. So let's do some math. Let's say 1.5 here. And if I do 5. This to this is what? No, stop doing that. What are you doing? This to this is 6. But if I do 5, that's 5, and that 1.5. So we have two 1.5 walls. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Big old meaty claws, as they say. Where is my trusty? Always good to have the ruler with you. That way you can, like, you know, have a really good visual key of what you're doing. I'm actually measuring out. I use a sensor in my sketchbook of the general size. That way when I'm sketching, I'm not sketching larger or smaller than it needs to be. I want to see what it looks like in real life. So, case in point. So the height we use is 33. And my sketch is about 33. Nice. So let's make that 5mm. Let's make that 14. Okay, so this is going to be 14. There we go. What is something? I'm hearing. Okay, let me switch off. Oh, that's why. I keep hearing plinging, but it's not coming from my PC. It's because my headphones are inside of my secondary device. There we go. Make it 6. Bum, bum. Hmm. Alright, I should go a little bit longer in this one. So that's our claw, right? Let's bring those to that. Now, does that catch both sides? I think it does. Oh wait, first things first. Let's copy paste this. Reverse the face. Stick that right there. There we go. Forgot to do the top line. I find it funny that in the chat, the hi guys, the test I did earlier, shows up in this chat. There we go. There we go. And we are going to put a bunch of details into the claw. Like it's a solid claw, it doesn't open and close. We're going to put a few details in it. But it was cool is that because it has... Because the claw encompasses a good chunk of the... Essentially, the claw itself is going to have a 5mm port in its arm, in its hand. I'm just a little worried about this, whether or not this really sharp piece right here is going to print out well. This sharp little edge right there. Like, whether or not that will register in the printing process. We shall see. We'll see. So we're going to do a 2x2. I want, whenever possible, I want a, what's it called, 2mm walls, whenever possible. There we go. File save. Always file save. So we're going to do the same with this one. We're basically breaking up all the shapes into what we need, and then we're cutting up those shapes up essentially. Reverse face. First, let me grab this whole thing and move it over. Just give us some room to work with here. There we go. Okay, now, just that. Bam. It's a bit loud for me. There we go. Let me check the let me drop that down a pinch. There we go. Okay, this there. I should do it. Let me see how it sounds over here. You can probably hear it double. Sorry, guys. Alright, no. It's just loud to me. I'm just hoping my stream is coming across okay. Am I too loud? Okay, where were we? There we go. Nope, let's redo that. That was weird. There we go. So we're going to do the same thing we did over to the claw. We're going to make a valley that is this 2 and 2. So that makes 4 millimeters. But before we do that, before I do that, I gotta think for a minute. Yeah, I'm thinking I should kind of do a slight curve here. Not a lot, but essentially enough because the claw needs to clip. So these two pieces to come together like butt cheeks, as they say. But I need to make sure there's just enough room for that. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to trim a pinch. I'm just going to trim this a little bit. So it's going to do 1 and 1 here. Get rid of that. .5 I think will be a good. Yeah, 1.5. There we go. And now, two. Nope, that's not in the right direction. Two. What was the height on this guy over here? That's 6. So let's keep that. Bring it by 6. Nice. Wait, did it go up by 6 or did I just fudge that up? It did. Okay. I don't know if you can see it, but when it turns purple, or pink, if you want to look at it that way, that indicates that it's not on any of the XYZ axis, but it's actually mimicking the axis near it. Like it's on the face, if that makes sense. There we go. Nice, I just gotta match this up. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. Oop, nope. There we go. Nice. So essentially what you're seeing here is going to be the whole shoulder and bicep. And then here will be a tricep. That will hopefully like fold out the hands even more. I just hope it all makes sense. We'll see. If it's still a 6 up, let's give it some room to say 5, right? We're gonna make a tricep. No, this is tricep. Forearm. We'll make a forearm that's 5 rather than 6, plus the length of these two pieces together. It'll make sense, I swear. Let's put the hinge. Nope. I did that wrong. I should put it 2.5 right there. So you can put the hinge like about there. What's the full length of this? Oh, So I can center it. Let's put it at 5. There we go. Mm-mm-mm-mm. So like before, I make a ring and I only sink that about like half a centimeter, enough to like put the head of a nail and have it sit in there. While this piece goes all the way through. Bam. So we're going to repeat on this side. That's 2.5. Five. And it's a 2mm hole. The mathematical annoyance of this, using like the circle tool, it does the radius. So you have to type 1 to make it a 2mm hole. So it's like I'm always having to like double check my own math half the time. And there's still enough meat here. This is altogether. Let me see. This should be 2.5mm. So it's if it's. Oh, I'm having like a brain fart. What's going on? Yeah, 1.5, 1.5mm. So it shouldn't rip or tear. My question is, where do I want to sink this? Do I want to also be the halfway point? Kind of makes sense if it was. It does make sense. What's the length for this? 14. So let's make this at the 7 mark. Same idea. 1. 1.5. That go in or out? That came out. Should be in, please. Nope. There we go. All right. This is actually a really quick piece. Like it's all coming together very well. So now we need a rectangle. So if that's 7, then that's 5. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's a 12. Well, 12 for this. 12 at the center point. So if I want to do 2 on either side, so it's 12. That is 12 center to center. 14, 15, 16. It's a 16mm long pole. So that should be, going to do 5 by 16. And it flipped it. I hate when it does that. Okay, 16 by 5. There we go. should be. Let's do 3.5. Because the gap is 4, so 3.5 works for us. 2. Oh. Two. That's not the measurement tool, that's the line tool. I want the measurement tool. 2. Which makes it... Come on. 12. Perfect. What did I do wrong? I did something wrong. Okay, let's do some double checking real quick. That's 7.
This message is brought to you by Apple Card. Did you know Apple Card is designed to help you pay off your balance faster?
So even when YouTube has free music. Oh no, that was it? No, that should have looped. I had this on loop. Why did you not loop? Loop. There we go. Loop playlist. That was weird. Where were we? Yeah. Just to make sure, from here to here, it's 5. Okay. Pull that out by 1. Because I want to have a roughly 2 millimeter wall. Because the top has it, right? I want to have... what the heck? Right there. 1.4. How tall are you? You're 5. Something happened there. That guide point is off by a pinch. There we go. That's the center. That's the midpoint. There we go. And to round these off perfectly, we're going to do this. That way we have nice rounded edges. So nothing, hopefully nothing gets stuck when it's, like, you know, spinning on the inside. Give it a view. Give it a view. Turn. Give it a view. Give it a view. Turn. Don't need you. And give it a view. Boop. All right. Let's do some fit test right now. Make group. Make a group and make a group. So all right. Gotta move you over a little bit. So there's our gap. It's okay. That's what we wanted. So the idea is, let's grab that. Use that as the rotate. No. Let's try again. There we go. So as I pull this out, oh, we do got some, it does clip right here. The claw clips a small part of it, so you might need to fix that. But, and we're also gonna, on the bottom, can't really point to it, but whoop, right here where my cursor's at, I don't know if you guys can see the cursor. Yeah, where the cursor's at, if I go back this way, it clips. So we're gonna also, we're gonna do some shading. But that goes out, right? And then this comes out. So we could do that all we want. And we can do that. And that's our claw. It's really simple crab claws, you know? Alright. Let me backtrack. So we know these are clipping right here and here. So maybe let me explode that. Maybe we should bring it lower. Oh, mark it on your bingo card, guys. So we are gonna lose the half grip we have here. But if I could change, if I could change your mind. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Gonna explode that out. We are gonna change this. I'm thinking right about there. Right? Just gonna copy that. Paste. And we're gonna put it back there. We're gonna put it right back there. So let's get rid of this. That's gone. Well, almost gone. Gotta bring it in, There we go. And then we're gonna have to put this here. So we're going to explode. My eyes are going crisscross. What's going on? Explode. We are gonna move this to there. But I think we also lost a little bit of, yep, we lost some of you. Okay, that has to be fixed. We're gonna fix that. But first, let us reverse that face. Let's reverse that face, and we need to reverse this face. We'll correct the missing circle there. We will correct that. But first, let's see if that was enough. Getting a weird shot. Oh! Got some weird internal geometry there. There we go. So once again, let us make this a group. Let's make this a group. We are also going to file and save. Remember to save, people. Okay. Now let's see if this works. Now, dang it. Now it's clipping where the thumb is at, if you would. You can kind of see it, right? Not even by a lot, to be honest. It's still enough to upset me. I mean, technically, because of this hinge, you could push down. Because this is a double hinge, you could basically push down and then out. I don't know if that makes sense. If this is the claw, and this is what we're looking at here, but you have the hinge right here. So you could just pull down a little bit and pull it out. And that should work. I still want to round off the bottom of the claw. I think we're still good. I think we're good. Like, that's such a minute thing that the smallest little move and out should be fine. But let's round this off just to be safe. Let's say 1 by 1. There we go. Right, so we have our claws. We have the basic claws. The way we're going to connect them is that we're going to put spikes on the back of this arm. So it actually won't be a perfect one-to-one, because the spikes are going to have a spike with a hole in the front and a spike with a hole in the back, and they'll slot together like that. As for the claws coming in, I don't know how I'm going to actually pull off. I have an idea. But before we start doing that, let's get to an obvious piece, which is this. Let's see. Once again, we have a perfect 5mm port going across. We can utilize all of this length, since the claws are going to be down here. The spikes, that is. So let's go 10. So this is gonna be 5 across anyway. 5 across the eye. It's gonna be 5 across anyway. So I can make it as thick as I want. Let's bring it back by 6, just to give us a lot of space here. Where'd that line come from? Where'd that internal line come from? So rather... That's annoying. That song wasn't for me. It probably did play earlier, but it was there. So rather than actually using the circle, we're just going to go ahead and make a trimmed down 5x5 box. Does that make sense? I'm having like a brain fart here. Does that make sense? No, wait. Ugh. Why is this the part that always bothers the heck out of me mentally? It's 5 across. That's what you need. So, but it's still a square peg. A square peg going to a circle, and that still doesn't match up. There it goes. Nope. It doesn't. You're trying to do a straight line, but it automatically clicks onto something. What is wrong with me right now? I'm worried about my micro sizes here. I know what to do. Let me see if that's... Let's give it... No, backwards. Bring it down by 6. Bring this down by 6. Five, 4. No, come on. Turn. There we go. Come on, get out of here. I'm inside the models. I hate when that happens. Grab this. We're gonna do a test real quick. First, let me do this. 1. Now we have a guideline right there. When you have the guide, it's easier to grab onto it and use the rotate tool. That's too much, isn't it? Yep, this is only 1.5. $1.5. There we go. So we're going to grab this guy. We're going to flip him over real quick. We're going to put him right there. Okay. Let's see what we could do here. Nope, come on. Grab it where I want it. Grab it on. Trying to grab it at just the right angle so I can rotate it the way I want to rotate it. Doesn't want to be rotated. Does not want to be rotated there. Why not? Alright, is it clipping? It is. But I could just trim, I could trim the edges of that square. Now, at 90 degrees, how much is actually sticking out? .5, which is a lot more than we need. More than we need. So, okay. Before I do anything else, I need to make this a group. I don't want to accidentally merge these two together. Deselect. No, deselect you. What's going on? There we go. Only make this the group right now. And I'm going to go ahead, explode. As we know, it will work. It just needs to be pulled back a pinch. So it's a 2.5, so let's move it back. No, it's 5, 2.5, it's 5.5. So if I move it back 1.5, do a measurement. That's 4. Remember, these are 2 crab arms, so they're going to be going into either side. Let's say with Ravage, right? It will go into either side of him. And these are only 8mm apart anyway. I want to say that does it. Let me grab this and move you. No, that's not what I wanted to do. You grab this. and move you exactly. Let's do a number. Let's say 15. Just like a you know. Remember to move it back exactly 15. That should do it. Make group. I am group. No. It was, no. Come on. It was 15. There we go. Ooh, but I do realize I have it coming this way. It should go upward. So let's see how it turns. Nope. We're doing with this guy. So he rotates just fine. He is out the way. Let's see how it looks upward. Because technically it should be upward. But the crab arm's going sideways. I think we're still dealing with a good amount. 3.5, yeah. It works just fine. Alright, let's talk about bottom clearance. Okay, right here is our line. That's right here. Where my cursor's at, that's our line. That's what we're dealing with right there. So when he goes in, does he touch that bottom? It looks like he does a little bit. Well, actually, no, he doesn't. So I put it right there. Are you touching it? Not really, but we could drop it down a pinch just to be safe. Let's explode that. We could do. Go down by 2. There we go. So now we have a way of putting our finger in there and actually grabbing it. Little divot. And I think, yep. And right here, this is where we're going to put our claw, our spikes. That way they can connect and sandwich together. But there is one thing we must do. There is one thing we must do. And that is make the other hole here. So once again, we were how far down? 3. Alright. So 2.5 by 3 with a 2mm hole. We can sink this in. I don't know how far this can. At what point are we having trouble? 2.8. Yeah, 2.8. We might, when it's, there it is. When it goes to 3D print, it might even poke through that. Or we could just save the hassle. And just. Oh, that's too much. There you go. It was gonna punch a hole right through it, guys. And then we'll do intersect with selected, which creates, you see a little line, now it has lines there. So now we could just grab that, delete, ideally. It creates, not geometry, I guess you say it creates geometry. And there you go. If you ever need to make a hole in something that's weird, just exaggerate it past it. Just go right past it and then hit select it all and then intersect with selection. And that allows you to merge objects together, and in a perfect world it creates lines where they meet. In an imperfect world you do get a bit of a jumbled mess. it's iffy. Now I could try and put some detail on this. I think I won't. I'll probably put more detail on the other stuff. Like I'll put some pistons on this. Like I said, big meaty claws, that kind of stuff. But let's have some fun here. Let's go up by 2. Let me make sure I'm not too close to this. I don't want to accidentally. So 2 and 2. This gives us, okay. So we are going to be splitting the difference here. So what we're doing is, let me see if that's 4. 2.5, which then gives us a 1.5. Okay. So that's 2.5. Was it 11? I said, yeah. Let's do 11 by 2.5. How deep is this? How deep is your love? That's almost, it's 5.8, so it's almost 6. So let's make it, yeah, let's make this, let's make it a 5. So we did 2.5, right? You know what? Let's switch that up. Let's switch that up. Let's do 11 by 2.5. That is, it did it backwards. Let's try that again. 2.5 by 11. How about this? We keep the whole, we make sure the whole is 2.5. Wait, are we doing that right? What is going on here? Yeah, so 1.5 is the wall. Any less, and it might crack when we try to. It's, you know, it's like you have a thin donut. You put a hole, you push it into the donut, and the walls crack. So this is only 2.5, right? See, if this was die-cast metal like the old days, you don't have to worry so much about like thin, super thin walls and stuff. I'm gonna do is sink this in by 0.25. So it's 2 by 0.20, 2.25. So it's a little thin. That way it can hopefully slot into the other piece correctly. did this by 5. So we're going to push this in 5.25. Why not? Because once again, this is 5.8. So I'd like to give a little extra going in. But we can always shrink this down a bit. So, it looks big on screen, but we are only dealing with 11 millimeters. So I think we'll just do 2 spikes on this. We'll just split the difference. We'll do 2 little spikes on this. Right there. Now let's do us a little different. I want it to be a bit more, how to describe it? A bit more pyramid-esque. There we go. Wait, how am I doing this? That's 1. That's 2. No, how about from here? There we go. That looks better. Just trying to think about like what looks better angle-wise. There we go. Yeah. Because if we're going to right now group this. We are going to copy and paste it. And we're going to flip it. We'll flip it good. Oh, shoot, no, it mirrored, but not the way I want it to. It doesn't flip it, it mirrors it. But not always the way you want it to, so. Trying to see just how this all fits. That's weird. It should have like. No, that's right. It perfectly mirrors it. It doesn't actually flip it. It mirrors. So if I... Is there a flip tool? Is there a mirror tool? Nope, there is just flip. Can I cheat the system? Hold on. If I do that, and then do that, and then... You know, I'm... That's it. That's how you mirror it. I just want to see how it looks mirrored. Yep. So now you can see what I'm talking about. That's how the pieces are gonna go fit together. So no matter what, I gotta fix something. Either I keep it flipped like this, but then I gotta redo these damn things and the whole, or I just freaking... Alright. Actually, let me not do any of that just yet. Because I still have work to do on this model. So that's all locked in. After this, we'll go back to the library and try something else. This is, once again, this is called Artist Riot. The entire playlist, that is. File save, people, file save. Alright, so. Let me grab this. No, not you. Let me grab this. So I'm thinking I want to put a little piece here which will slot into that. And also gives it an extra little spike. And this will be fully centered. So I don't have to worry about any mirror issues. What's going on? Why is it? There we go. Four by four. It's kind of silly. It's a perfect, almost a perfect. Because this is 1.3. At 1.3.
The Amex Gold Card is the perfect card to reward your appetite for life.
YouTube. Let's go to the YouTube audio library. Let's do a search. Underneath art. Oh, underneath playlist. There we go. Let's try. There's 2 songs on it. I need something that has a lot of songs. It says 21 songs. Let's try this one. Okay. Set that to repeat. Where were we? Yeah, I don't have to worry about like the thinness of this wall here, because this is where the hole is going to be. No. Might be too much. Let's go. Let's do 4. Right? I'm going to do an old trick I used to do, which is what's going on here? Come on. It won't switch to uniform. There should something's going on with the. There we go. Let's do more than. Let's do more than 8. Let's do. Let's do 0.75. I think I'm sticking out too much. Like I think the claw will have to go clipping in there. Let me grab this. No, let me grab that. Thank you. Copy paste. Oh. Grabbed a lot more than I wanted. I just wanted this to get an exact window. Reverse. And it should fit right there. Let me explode that. I'm gonna sink this in. Ah, come on. Why being a silly Billy? There we go. You know what? I'm gonna slightly make this bigger as well. See, so the idea here is that because it's tapered on the vertical, it's tapered like that. It's bottlenecked, so the hole should fit. It should actually clip in nicely. That's the idea. We'll see how that goes. And let's sink this in by 5. Admittedly, back up. Admittedly, I might need to do adjustments, so we'll see right now. Make group. I am group. Yeah, that's not gonna fly. It's not gonna work because well, actually, let me zoom in on that. I mean, it's like a micro level. But I think it'll work. Let go. Come on. Exploded. Bring it down just by one. So I'm changing the up and down, the vertical space, because the walls are what's gonna make it clip. The up and down doesn't matter. It's the walls that make it. It's the side walls that should make it clip. So I'm just gonna adjust a few things here. 1 and 1. And that should. Ooh, what the heck just happened? Let me turn that off. And let me get rid of all these extra guidelines. Way too many guidelines. Okay, so I think that is all the mechanics. I think the mechanics are done. I think we have done all the mechanics. Explode. Now it's just a matter of like adding some cool details. Hey, what's going on here? How did I lose this? We gotta fix that. Stand by. Let me just click you, and click you, and click you. Let me copy paste that. I didn't want to do all of that. I don't need all of you. I just need you. That's not matched up. Why is that not matched up? There we go. That's matched up. Then I can just delete that. Then I make your group. What happened? Thought I made you a group. What's going on? Make group. Explode. There we go. And this will get pushed in by 1. Will my 3D printer capture that? Probably not. Right there. Oh, whoa! I had the wrong thing selected. Make a group. Not you, though. Make group for now. Alright. I need to move you somewhere else, buddy. Nope, not you. You. I need to move you somewhere else altogether. There we go. Just out the way. So the only issue is when I mirror all of this, I'm going to have to switch this side and this side. Because when I flip it, I have to mirror it. I just realized our 3D print has ended. Stand by, guys. I'll be back in a minute. I'm gonna go see how the 3D print came out. Okay, and we're back. Got some water. So, once again, the back. So I reprinted the signal jammer. We'll call it the signal jammer. Once again, the backside is really like chunky. Like its first layer of my prints have been kind of iffy. I could get them to stick to the table. I could do that for sure. I use a 3D pen, and I literally like do lines with a 3D pen as like anchor lines, and the 3D print sticks to that. But the sheer flat side just has not been as flat as it should be. So that's okay. Now, here's our triangle again, right? And on either side of it, the tip, there's a hole here and a hole here. I literally did a 0.25 like increase in the diameter. Here is our triangular piece that has the 3 missiles on it and has a 5mm port. That literal 0.25 allows it to fit perfectly without me having to sand it or any issues. And because I didn't change the port size, it still fits nice and tight in a far more die-cast 5mm port on Ravage. So yeah, the one aspect of this new design, of the new tweak, the little tweak, makes it so much easier. You don't have to sand certain things down. I also changed a little bit detail in the piece that flips out to allow the signal jammer to stick in as well. I've did some size alteration on that too. I just wish it would print better, and that's just a 3D printer issue. That's not a model issue. The 3D printing is what's giving it the weird backside. Like it's just not print. The first layer is not flat. Hey dude, how's it going? First layer is just not flat. But practice makes perfect, and at least I know now all the little slots still work. All the slots and holes are working. Yeah, it's 2 magnets, and they're good for like just. When you see that, you give it a shake. It does open up, which isn't a horrible thing. I just hope it can handle the weight of another one of these on the back end. Or will it just go, meh? We'll see. Like I said, worst comes to worst, I'm not going to reprint it for like a freaking forward print. I might print something. I might print a clip that will just slot right on top of these and act like a clip. And if that works, then I'll finalize that clip in the final print file. I'm still super happy with the way the details on the signal jammer come out really, really good. Anyway, back to the grind. But first, agua. Let me see how this cut is. You're gonna hear me double. Sorry, guys. Testing, testing. Yeah. So I raised the gain on my mic. It just wasn't picking up my voice as much. All my streams, I come off very softly for some reason. And I'm a loud guy too, so I don't know. You can ask my friends; they all know I'm super loud. I think it's the Puerto Rican in me or the Bronx in me. I don't know. But let's have some fun. I still think the fact that we got like almost like 1/3 of this little circle here might make it where it can hold on to. It might be able to hold on to your standard 5mm port gun. It's like you ever seen Transformers that have open hands but they still can hold things? It's kind of like that. All right. So let's have some fun, and let's have some details. I'm thinking like a piston kind of looking thing. Ooh. Excuse me. Let's try a random arc. Nah, a bit lower than that. 3-point arc. That's too low. Oh, my hair curls when it gets a little long. It tickles my ear. Let's avoid this right here. I don't want to accidentally cut into that. There we go. Yeah. Let's make it 1.5. That way it's a little... Oh, no. That way it's a little different from right here. .5 is enough to give it some nice little depth. Now, mind you, the TV screen, when we sank that in, that was like 1.5. Or even just 1. So like this small little details like that is enough. You don't need to go too crazy with the distance on the inside. Let's go 4 by 12. Did it backwards. Let's try again. Let's try 12 by 4. Uh, 2 by 4. There we go. Oh, something's happening. Gotta give it a minute. I'm hitting select and it's not changing tools. Let's file save. Whenever something like that happens, it gets me nervous. Ah, you know what? There we go. Sync this in by. That's one. Okay. Oh no. Undo that. How about we switch that around a bit? Right there. Nope, come on, center that. There we go, center it. That's the wrong tool. I mean, it gave me a measurement, but it's the wrong tool. Let me see. 1.5. So let's do another 1.5. And that makes this 3. Wait a minute. That's 4. So we could bring it down one more actually. Because I want to do a circle, or a half circle at least. Like, nope, like this. There we go. No, wait. There's only 2. We brought it back by 4. That sucks. Okay. Ooh, I know what to do. There we go. Ah, that does change it as well. Alright, give me a second, guys. I'm basically trying to make a piston. But I want to utilize the space I have in a nice way. So I'm going to grab this. Nope. Undo that. There we go. So it's sunken enough. No. Gotta zoom, zoom, zoom. Well, you're being a jerk now, aren't you? I take this one. Oh, I see. I see what you're doing. If I... There we go. Go down. Here when it does that. 15. Let's make that. Let's make it 8. Oh, that's why you're doing it, you jerk. Come on. Don't do this to me. If I grab it from the top or bottom, it doesn't matter, I guess. Delete that, delete that. There we go. Let's select all of these and reverse them because blue is the inside. So there is a way to actually change that as well, color-wise, to make it much more vibrant, so you can know what's interior, what's exterior. In fact, there's materials. It's not material. Let me see. Is it material? No, it's components. Nope, I'll find it, guys. It's not oh, it's definitely not environments. No. Style. Okay. No. Default face colors. Blue sky and gray background. Edit. Okay, that's face. Face settings. Stick with me, guys. Stick with me. Back color. There we go. Okay it. Oh, now you don't want to do it? Oh, duh, because I already fixed it. If I get up in here and delete, there's my green. There you go. Now you could definitely know when something's been flipped. Because sometimes shadows, aha, will mess with you. Let me fix this first. Reverse face. Do. Nope, let me get rid of that. I want this to go straight. I want that to go straight. Why not? It's no big deal. It's microscopic anyway. And I pull this down by how much? That's 7.6. So now we got a cool piston on the back of it. And we're going to do a fake circle. Fake meaning right about there. Whoa! Nope, 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 nope. Everything's opening different buttons. I don't want to. Oh, I don't care about freaking advertisements. What the heck is that about? Let's change that. Right about there. There we go. I'm in a weird angle, so it's trying everything it can to mess with me. Or, ooh, I know what to do now. That's what we want to do. Oh, no, wait. Okay, if I'm doing this right, and I hope I am. Nice. Reverse this. Like that. Let's move it back a pinch. That way we could get some visual difference between everything here. Yeah. It's doing that thing where it's lagging. It's not giving me the tools I need. Rectangle. Seven by 2. Just for the heck of it. Drop that down by 2 as well. Yeah, just giving little like details like this. This has enough going on, so I think I'm fine with that. I'm not going to put anything on this piece here. Screw it. Let's do something with it. 5.8. 2.5. Nope, that's not right. Yeah, something's going on with the program. It is like slowing down. It is chugging, chugging, chugging. Wow, that didn't even take. 2 by 10. Enter. There we go. Explode. Yeah. That claw does look good. I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but I like that claw. Boom, 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 boom. I don't want to keep going. I feel like I could keep adding more little bits here and there, but I think we're pretty good. Maybe nothing here, for sure. I could put a little divot right there. So it's like he's shooting stuff. He has like he shoots missiles from his fist. Just something small. Yeah, let's do that. That's 11. That's almost 12. So we'll put it at 6. Let me see. That's obviously 8. So if I set it at 3, it'll be 6. 2 and 2 on either side. And then I'll just drop this down by like 2. Oh. Something got paused. There we go. Not every nook and cranny needs to be covered with something, but it does look nice when it is. Ah, screw it. We're gonna put another rectangle somewhere here. We're just going to... Oh, nope. Come on, come on. There we go. Let's go do a random. So let's go 6 by, let's say 1.5. And then we'll also drop this in by, like, let's do 0.5. Nope, that came out. The circle's there. The circle we just did there. So if I go 2, I'm already hitting. So wait, why is it doing that at 1? Oh, I'm an idiot. They're too big. should have you at. I should do 2, because it's 2 and 2, it's 4. Which then gives me, once again, walls that are 2mm thick. I can sink this in by at least, let's go 0.5, just half. Yeah, somewhat deeper than others. And I want to say that's it, guys. I want to say that's it for the main claw designs. I think we're good. In fact, all I really have to do, let me make this a group. Everything is perfect. I just gotta make a variation of this claw. Of this part. So, I'm gonna copy and paste that. Going to flip it. There we go. And we're going to mirror. Or am I mirroring then flipping or flipping then mirroring? I forget. But I do have to change this. So this is once again 2.5. But this, wait a minute. Double checking everything. That's 2.5. No, that's 2.25. And that's 2.5. So, we're gonna. So it needs to be 2.25. So we're gonna pull this to there. Which, for some reason, erased part of it. Backtrack. 2.25. So this needs to go 2.25. Right. So it goes to there. Okay. Let me grab this wall to that. And then grab this to this wall, which is giving me a gap. It's erasing itself, which is fine. It's 11. Let me do a double check what we have here. So once again, the spikes themselves are from the center 2.25, and from the center the hole is 2.5. So from the center, get out of here. From the center, spikes are 2.25. And from the center, the hole is 2.5. And last but not least, the depth, I think we made it 5, 6? What did we make the depth on this? The hole is 5.25. Just a little bit of snug room. 5.25. Enter. Something happened. That happened. That is no good. We're gonna push this to be how far back are we going? Oh, doesn't work. Wait, what? That's 1.5. So we're gonna sink this in only by half. You know what? I hate. You know, we're gonna get rid of this. I really do hate 1mm walls. They are not healthy for the model. The print never works out right. You always get a gap. There, that should do it. File. Let's say file save. No, file. Select, make group. These two lovely ladies. So they interlock. Yeah, you can see it. They interlock with just a little bit of space for wiggle room. It's microscopic, but it is just enough space. And that will complete our journey for today. This guy will be duplicated, and he will be flipped. But everything's the same. Good. And then we get 2 of those, and we get 2 of these. And we erase all the freaking guides. We don't need these guides. And there we go. The claws match up. These spikes will allow the 2 pieces to come together to make one cassette. That is the main thing. Those 2 spikes need to meet to give to make the cassette one piece. And then we have these little nubs. This nub right here and that nub right there, which will sink into the claws to make sure the claws don't just flop outward. And I want to say that's it. That's it, guys. Started at 10. Well, technically we started a little earlier, but then it restarted itself. It restarted itself like a jerk. Let me see. Just gonna do a quick poke around on the web and check something. Oh, I've heard this one before. Yeah. I've actually heard this song before used. I forget who uses it a lot. Is it Linkara? No. Is it Nash or Linkara? Someone uses this song a lot. Either way. Let me get rid of this. We don't... Nah, you know what? Leave it in there. But there we go, guys. We got big, meaty claws. Another accessory to go with our G1 style cassettes. I just love the detail on this. Even though, like I said, the backside came out kind of janky, I do love the details on these. Yeah. Sometimes the first layer just doesn't stick right. Anyway. Let's take a break from the music. Woo! Alright. Oh, I need my emotional support gummy. I went to a store called Five Below, where everything's below $5. Not everything, but it's, it's lots of like little toys, lots of candy, arts and crafts stuff. Like the most you're gonna spend is $20. A lot of it is junk and what they call tchotchkes. It's a great place for like arts and craft like stuff, but they have a whole bunch of little toys. And I saw these. It's official. It is official. This is Gummy Goo from Digital Circus. The new episode just dropped this week. It is good. Like, this is the episode that's like, okay, every episode, shit gets more and more real every episode. So this was a good episode. And these are like super soft. Look at that. Super soft, squishy heads. And they have one of every character. Except Bubble, which is strange. Bubble's just a round ball. You think, yeah. Anyway, but I saw when they had Gummy Goo, I'm like, oh man, it's not really even like, it's not really a stress toy. It's a bit too soft for that, I guess. I don't know if you want. Yeah, it's good enough. It's like a fidget squish toy. It's a good sensory toy, if that makes sense. That's the right word, sensory toy. I've seen a lot of these, kind of the fidget spinner area where it's like the toys are extremely soft. This is a good thing to kind of hold in your hand. And I got myself a Gummy Goo, tragic Gummy Goo. It's semi-tragic. We do see him again, and he's doing okay. He's doing okay for now, because he's still with his mates. Him and his two boys. They're not his brothers, but his two boys, his mates. He's still with them. That's good. And yeah, so I want to say thank you, people in the future who might be watching this. As always, these videos are saved on Twitch for a week, or apparently now a month, because they're doing this thing where you don't have to be affiliate to get some of the benefits. And I realized I had a video that was up for like over a month. But if you want to see all the videos permanently, check out my YouTube channel. That's The Burger Thought YouTube. You will see the late night stream I did of this cassette. You will see some of the work I did that eventually ended up being this mold. Which reminds me, I think I could take off the wax paper. Yeah, this glue is like, speaking of gummy, like this glue just stayed soft. It's very weird. Maybe the epoxy glue was going bad. I don't know. Do you hear that? Listen. Oh. That's the squeak. It's enough to make it clip, but like, you see how I give it a shake and it lets go? These are not very, very strong magnets. They're meant for like small stuff. Really tiny stuff. Maybe miniatures or whatever. So like I said, I may return to this. I'm not going to reprint this. I will probably make a design that clips and actually slides on top of these already existing ports. Just because I don't want to have to 3D print this again in another 4 hours. This 3D print is going to go ahead along with this sculpture. Essentially half the print sits in the body. Like that. He's an astronaut and he's going to have a big old backpack. So half the print actually sits inside the body. More or less. And then it opens up in the back. And then there'll be a second print that opens up sideways. So it'll be like that. And we'll see how well that... I could, to avoid the hinge being a pain, I could sculpt it this way. That way it always hangs downward. So the weight of it hangs downward. That makes sense too. It actually makes a lot more sense. Actually, no, it doesn't. When I sculpt this, the head is going to be in the way. So I don't think I'll be able to open it up without whacking the head. Hey, intern. We will see. Things to be adjusted. Things to be worked with. We will figure it out. Until then, it goes into the box. Into the bag of Play-Doh models. So, if you want to see the real result of that, check out my Instagram, where I actually have some photographs of me in which I put Play-Doh in there to show you how the molds come out. So check out my Instagram, as well as my social medias, such as Twitter and Blue Sky. I need to update this little thing in the corner. I have a Blue Sky, Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, to see works in progress of these 3D models and how they interact with my Play-Doh, as well as photographs of these. Check out the videos, and I will be uploading soon a Let's Play of me and my friends trying out my card games. I have a Let's Play of my card games coming up, and I think that's it. I'm gonna stop rambling now. Once again, guys, I am Dante. Like, favorite, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the future.